All right, last video here. In order to make the binary friendship bracelet, we have already done the entire pattern from here. We have then done the twisted ends here and here. This is going to be slightly different in a thinner knot, or thinner twist, which is important for the last step, which is we're going to make a clasp. Clasp is going to make this an adjustable bracelet so that you can slide it on and off of a person's hand, but still small enough to fit around their wrist. For this, I'm going to take this tape off. For this, what we're going to do is we're going to line up these two so that they're facing in opposite directions and next to each other. The string that we cut off of the back end, you're going to select one of these. Ideally, it is relatively long. All of these are long for me, so I can pick any one I want. I'm going to choose the red. Rest of these strings you do not need anymore. So I've chosen this one, and this is what we're going to make the clasp out of. We're going to use something very similar to the first video with a slight difference to make the clasp. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put this inside of here, underneath. We want a little bit of length left over on this side as we tie just a simple knot around this. Not too tight, not too loose for that. I'll leave a little bit of length on this side. That'll be important for the end part here. What we're going to do now is exactly the same thing that we did in the first video. You're going to make a letter D, imagining that these were the strings, and you are going to put this through underneath. Tighten it up and make a knot right behind the first knot. Now here is where things are going to get a little bit different. Instead of making the letter D on this side, we're going to make the letter D on the opposite side, and we're going to alternate back and forth. So this time we're going to make the letter D on the inside. Pull the string through, just like normal. And this time we'll be pulling it up from this direction. But again, right behind the first knot. Flip back to the other side. You do this for about 6 or 7 times, maybe 8 times if you're feeling like doing a little bit longer. We're essentially creating a tube that is going to be around the twisted ends. This is my third knot here. I'll make sure it's nice and tight up there, back there. Okay. Just on this side, so time to do it on this side. There we go. Let's do a couple more, just so it's a tiny bit longer. And then we will finish this off. One more, and we'll be done. There we go. All right, so what we've done is made kind of a little bit of a tube that wraps around the twisted ends. To cap this off, what we're going to do is we're going to take this string from the finished end and the string that we started with, And we are going to tie a simple double knot that goes across the top of the tube. This is also going to squish it together a little bit more, which is just fine. Try again. All right, and tighten that up just a little bit. All right, and one more. First knot doesn't have to be terribly tight. The second knot for the double knot needs to be very tight on top of the first knot. So I'm going to pull this really hard here. There we go. All right, with that tube created, I should be able to cut off these now. Because that knot is pretty tight there, I can cut it fairly close. There we go. And now we can make the bracelet large and pull the ends to make it smaller. Just like that. That way you can fit over somebody's hand and then be able to tighten it, adjustable to their wrist size. All right, that's it. Last step for this project is to take a picture of the good work you've done and put it on Google Classroom.